Welcome back to the show. I'm Sumner Sambo and you're still watching This Week, which is a review program of all that happened during the week. Now, barring last-minute changes, the 37-man committee constituted by the leading opposition People's Democratic Party to resolve the zoning impasse in the party is set to throw open the presidential ticket of the PDP at its Tuesday's meeting, which lasted over 3 hours at the Benue State Governor's Lodge in Asokoro. Here in the nation's capital, Abuja, the majority of the committee members said they were willing to jettison zoning to allow the most popular aspirant to get the PDP presidential ticket. They believe this is better in the practice of true democracy. But this position is still being contested by some party members who prefer zoning based on the principle of equity and fairness to other zones based on the previous practices in the party. But how will the PDP untie the knot, as we hear that some party chieftains are insisting that the ticket should be zoned to the south, and specifically the region should ensure that that ticket doesn't elude it this time around? Well, I'm being joined by Kasim Afegbua, who is a member and chieftain of the People's Democratic Party, to look at some of these issues and how it will affect the race for 2023, especially in the major opposition party. So good to have you, Kasim. I mean, it's been a huge challenge for Governor Samuel Otom's committee to be able to reach a consensus. But with Governor Bala Mohammed's committee report, shouldn't it be easy? I mean, isn't that the reason why they were given just two weeks and now it's getting to 3 weeks? Why is it so difficult for the Otom committee to reach a consensus? And how true is it that Governor Nyesom Wike of Rivers State is having some huge influence on that committee because of his relationship with Governor Samuel Otom?
Sumner, thank you very much, and thank you, viewers. You see, the point is, I've always insisted that when you have a system that doesn't promote equity, fairness, and justice, that doesn't promote sincerity of intentions of those active players, you are likely going to have this kind of scenario you are having. Ab initio, why do you have to set up a 37-member committee of a zoning idea, when from day one we did another zoning committee that was less than 37 on the issue of party positions? And once you have swerved the chairmanship of the party that was to come to the south, once you have taken it to the north, it should just be natural that the presidential candidate should come from the south. You see, they are running away from their shadows. They are running away because they can't look eyeballs to eyeballs in the face of those aspirants from the north and tell them, go and sit down. It's the turn of the South. No matter how you belabor this issue, no matter how you dress it up, no matter all manners of permutations that are woven around it, the truth is, if you want to play politics of constructive engagement, collective bargaining, it is the turn of the South in 2023 for PDP to produce a candidate.
But you can't also be unfair to the northern members of your party when you've had 6 presidential tickets and 4 have gone to the south. Only 2 went to the north in 2007 and in 2019.
Sumner, you see, people just keep repeating weather-beaten rhetorics that are not located in any level of empirical foundation, and it's quite unfortunate. You see, you are talking about the life of a party. We are talking about the life of a nation, the country, not the party. What are you talking? We are talking. Is President Buhari, for instance, is the president of APC? Is president and commander-in-chief of the armed forces? If you stretch it, did Nigeria just start in 1999? Nigeria started in 1960 as an independent nation. Out of those years, 62 years of our existence, 48 has been located. Leadership has been located in the north. And whether you like it or not, when they are doing Council of State meetings, how many people do you see there that are from the south? Only President Obasanjo and Jonathan. The others are from the north. So what are you talking about? So the point is, let people understand, even within the dynamics, with the dynamics within the party, the PDP. When in 2007, Dr. Peter Odili was almost coasting home to victory, Obasanjo had to caution him, had to hurt him. Say, no, it is the turn of the north. I can't be a southwest, a Nigeria from southwest extraction president. Then you are from south, you want to be president? No, it won't be good in the eyes of the dynamics that dictates the political flow in the country. So he halted Odili. Till today, there is a kind of strain in the relationship between Obasanjo and Odili for that act. But he did the right thing, painfully so. President Yar'Adua took over government. By sheer providence, nobody wished him he was going to die. He died. He spent 3 years. May thought he gave up the ghost, 2010, and Goodluck Jonathan took over. Spent another 4 years, making 5 years. Now, in 2015, Goodluck ought to have allowed the North to take their shot within the PDP. But the same characters and factors were the ones who rallied around him and railroaded him to be part and parcel of the ballots in 2015. And don't forget, 7 governors pulled out from the PDP to join forces with APC to make room for Northern presidency, and President Buhari was produced. Now, President Buhari is there now 7 years. The same factors, and persons who led the onslaught for the defeat of PDP are the same people who are in the front row now, agitated and saying that they want to eat their cake and have it.
That's because age is almost catching up with many of them.
If they allow
the ticket to go south, many of them may not be able to get this ticket any longer.
They don't have to be president. You only need one person at a time to be president of Nigeria.
Well,
you see, we talk about Taraki, talk about Tambua, talk about Atiku. They were all people who defected from PDP, entered APC, they defeated PDP.
But the argument still valid when they are back to the PDP.
No, they are. Listen. You see, let me tell you.
Wouldn't you be accused of playing exclusionist politics here?
No. Listen.
Because these are PDP members based on the Constitution.
Listen, if you are saying based on the Constitution, that same Constitution in Article 7 provides for rotation between North and South. The PDP was magnanimous in 2019, allowed every aspirant of the party to come from the North. Every aspirant. No Southern aspirant participated. We said, okay, allow our Northern brothers. They participated. One of the defectors who returned to the party was given waivers and all of that. And Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, he contested, and
but unfortunately he didn't win.
He won the ticket, and he didn't win, but he won the ticket. He approximated everything, political fortune of the party, and he was supposed to be the face of opposition. But he reneged in his responsibility. He absconded from duty. Instead of him to remain in the country and be playing that role of opposition, he went to Dubai. Spent 2 years. So we were like, a ship without a rudder. The party was like a ship without a rudder. So some persons were the ones who were now playing that role of opposition, ensuring that the party was able to sustain itself. I'll give that credit to Governor of Rivers State, Governor Wike. You may not like him, you may not like his face, you may not like his style, you may not like his mannerisms and all of that. But one thing you cannot take away from him is that he's very blunt and he's very straight to the point.
Yeah, and that's what other members of the party are being afraid for at the moment. He has declared to become a president, and they are saying that it looks like he has an overwhelming influence on the Governor Tom-led committee. And some of you who are actually agitating for the ticket to come south, what sort of preparations have you done in terms of discussing and collaborating with the northern elements in the party? Because we haven't got to a conclusion yet. The zoning committee is here to bring out its resolution, yet we are seeing all of these people going to buy forms. Isn't it a way of the northerners trying to, put you from the south in a box?
We know that there was a deliberate and there is a deliberate attempt to ambush our aspirations as southerners. We know that. But Sumner, let me put it on record. We are on a global TV platform. I think a lot of people are undermining the crisis and the delicate balance that exists today in the country. You will live, I'm a Muslim, this is the month of Ramadan, we're starting today. You will live a northern Muslim to spend 8 years. If you hand over to another northern Muslim to spend another 8 in this delicate country,
that's if it
works out. Yeah, of course, that is what they are trying to advance. Then you, in this delicate country today where there's so much of sensitivity with respect to religion, where there's so much of sensitivity in terms of ethnic configurations, where there's so much of sensitivity in terms of even national homogeneity of purpose, instead of us to build unity, it's like the country is being polarized on ethnic and geopolitical fault lines. You have southeast agitating, southwest agitating, north central agitating. You have banditry here, you have kidnapping there. See, all of these things boils down to one point: the fact that there is no justice. There are cries of marginalization, but there are cries of exclusivity.
Kasim, if someone from the APC who's from the south, but a Muslim gets the ticket and wins the presidency, wouldn't that have settled the issue of the quest for southern presidency?
You have just said somebody from the south. Out of the two equations, it will be one will be at play. That's religion. We're talking about politics and religion. If it's
it's not southerner who's a Muslim to win. Is that what you're saying?
The sentiments in the country should naturally support a southern Christian. Don't let us belabor this issue. Countries that are plural in nature, plural societies, they must balance all the factors that make them plural. If you don't do that, that sense of ownership, sense of belongingness, once it is taken away from the normative order of governance, of politicking, of even nationalization, it becomes a problem for you to even gather stability you desire to deliver on your campaign promises or whatever you have in your manifesto. You see, the country today is heavily polarized. The manpower that the president, even though largely incompetent, that he should have been spending, sitting down to brainstorm on the way forward, he will be thinking about how to deal with IPOB, how to deal with Oodua Republic, how to deal with agitation from North Central, how to deal with banditry and all of that. He will not have the time to deliver. That's why APC has been a monumental failure.
Now, if the ticket of the PDP is given to someone from the south and a Christian like you are trying to project here, do you think that the person has the capability to win the election, considering what Governor Tambuwal has said, that the duty of an opposition party is, first of all, to be in government? Not just to zone to someone who may not eventually win the election.
No. That is a self-serving perspective. With due respect, Tambuwal is my good friend. He's a man I cherish so much. But that's a self-serving one. You see, let me tell you, when you say opposition, what is wrong if you play opposition for 15, 20 years and later you become this thing? Opposition helps ruling parties to sit up. If you play a viral opposition, constructive opposition that has said, form a shadow cabinet and be interrogating and be putting the ruling party on their toes. You see, every time we always want to get it. I was part and parcel of APC in 2015. I left in 2017 when I saw the one following what was provided for in the manifesto. I left on my own volition. Well, and today we have seen that they have not been able to perform well. But how much of the opposition role have we been able to play? The man who should have
many people want to be in opposition like you. I mean,
see, let me tell you, it's not
being out of government for 8 years.
See, it's also wrong.
Not an easy thing.
It is also wrong. No, it is also because the people want to go and steal. You don't need to go and steal if you want to deliver governance. You want to render service. You don't need to be talking about you are in a position, you are in this. No. The beauty of being in power is just for you to translate what you have in your manifesto into practice for Nigerians to benefit from. If there are ideas that are noble, ideas that are therapeutic enough to heal the wounds in the land. But if it is just about you want to be a ruling party like APC, a ruling party for ruling's sake, meanwhile they are delivering hunger, poverty and impoverishment, then it becomes a problem.
I'll just ask you to hold on there. Because you have mentioned the ruling party. I will need to move to this this other story. I want to have your perspectives on the new National Working Committee of the All Progressives Congress, which has resumed office as outgoing chairman Memala Boni handed over to Abdullah Adamu as new chairman of the party. It was a moment of relief for the APC after a protracted and turbulent journey to the National Convention. The former governor of Nasarawa did not waste time in setting agenda of his administration, and top of the agenda is full loyalty, and nothing but loyalty is what he says he wants. All is set for the APC now to march gallantly into 2023 with the new man at the driver's seat, and then he's actually telling lots of people, including party executive, that his major focus is how to win the 2023 general election. And I come back to you. This used to be a member of the PDP, a chairman of the Nigeria Governors Forum, a secretary of the PDP Board of Trustees and all of that. How prepared is the PDP to challenge an Abdullah Adamu as the APC national chairman? Because he knows all your secrets.
Sumner, this is just the bane of the problem we have in the country. You see, APC, as far as I'm concerned, is an outreach of the PDP. It's a branch office of the PDP.
Interesting to hear.
Because 75% of their current National Working Committee members were part and parcel of PDP.
And that's why they went for them, so that they will get the secret to defeat PDP again.
Wait. It's a painful irony that a president that claims that PDP crippled the country, PDP misgoverned the country and all of that, is the same president who is reaching out to factors and persons who helped PDP, so to speak, like he said, to cripple the country. And when they join the APC, they take them into the presidential villa, give them red carpet reception, and enthrone them as leaders of APC. In a government that talks about anti-corruption as one of its plank of campaign and intervention, a government that says, oh, we are coming to heal the wounds in the land. Abdullah Adamu is standing trial. He's not yet discharged and acquitted of 15 billion, misappropriated fund as governor of the state. So you see, the point is, we must come out, clean when we want to make allegations. I think this is the height of hypocrisy, is the height of selective amnesia, and I was shocked to hear the president saying that they have repented. That means...
yeah, I mean, one analyst was saying that maybe there's a swimming pool at the presidential villa.
They said it before.
Some of these defectors go in there and swim to
They said it
clean.
before that once you leave PDP and you join APC, you have repented. You see, and it is a painful scenario in our politics. Our politics is not going to grow with this kind of factors.
Yeah, because the PDP is not playing its role of the opposition.
Because
I've hosted lots of APC leaders here, and they keep saying that the PDP is not prepared to take over power.
I have just told you we have a new executive now. I have personally told them that they need to wake up. You see, I am not one person who is given to keeping quiet. But when you have a people that are not speaking truth to power, that are not interrogating issues the way they should interrogate. I expected PDP, my party, to be on the streets protesting over the kind of halitosis we are seeing now, the kind of misgovernance, incompetence, and leadership failure that we have occasioned in the last 2-3 years. Whether you like it or not, we are in dire straits.
Are you not thinking that the government would also, think that the PDP wants to collapse it?
It's a system.
Through using subterfuge and all sort of forces.
A system
by going to the street to protest at this time of our insecurity.
Let me tell you, a system that has collapsed already. You don't need to say you want to collapse it. You only create awareness by going on the streets so that people can buy into you, because the CPDP has resonating hope in the nearest future. And in doing that, we must be seen to be playing a frontal role in taking up issues with the federal government. The present president campaigned and protested in 2015 severally, and even called on President Jonathan to resign if he was unable. El-Rufai, governor of Kaduna State, said the same thing, all of that. But now we are in terrible times, in fact, perilous times. It's like we don't have a government in place, because all the factors of production that should make a government thick, they are in absentia.
And the PDP too is also asleep, because it's unable to solve simple issues like that of zoning. And that's why I don't
want to preempt them. I don't want to buy into what was reported in Daily Trust, hook, line, and sinker. I want the committee to come up with their position, but I'm telling you, it's a delicate balance. If they don't want to follow what is in the constitution of the PDP, Article 7, Subsection 3C, and all of that, then it means that they are also defeating the very essential ingredients of rotational presidency that should naturally provoke some level of sanity and balance in the political equation of the country.
And what will be the implication if this ticket is thrown open in the PDP?
Well, that throwing open is delicate, and I want to just remind the minds of our people that they should look at the greater issue, and the greater issue is about the stability of the country, the unity of purpose. In a season of polarization, you need factors and persons and issues and situations that can balance all the factors. Okay. Sumner, anybody who is toying with this issue of zoning is sitting on a keg of gunpowder. I'm telling you this. Okay. It's not a threat, but if they try to behave funny, it will just start like a child's play, but it will snowball to something that.
We just hope it doesn't.
I just hope it doesn't even.
We just even lead to the end of some of you don't defect. It's
not about defecting. I will personally openly campaign for another party. That's the truth.
Well, interesting.
I will not support. I will not go to the state and be campaighning for.
I would have really loved your views on the Ukrainian embassy in Kenya asking for donations to support the country's war against Russia and save the lives of those affected and all of that.
Our problems here are more than that of Ukrainians. That's the truth. Our problem there are more than you see the people who died of the train crash. You see people at the train attack. You see banditry. You see the number of people they turn out every day that are being killed. We are not in a war situation, but we are more than the deaths recorded here, more than what we are having in Ukraine. So there's failure of leadership. And someone is toiling again with the idea of zoning and trying to say that you want to throw it open. If you want to throw it open, remove that clause from your constitution. And let us know. And for you to remove that clause, you need to do another convention. I can see how
passionate you are.
Yes, that's the truth.
The committee also has to look at several
honesty, justice, fair play, equity. I like all of those ingredients to continue to sustain our collective aspiration.
We must thank you so much, Kasim Afegbua.
It's a pleasure.
The primaries are coming close to us. By next month, we would have known who will be the PDP presidential candidate. And like you have said, it's a very touchy moment and period for the party, and we just hope all of these issues will be resolved. We must thank you so much, Kasim Afegbua, for joining us on the show. And that's how it's been on the program today. On behalf of our crew from Lagos, London, and here in Abuja, thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of your day. I'm Somna Sambo.